What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Airport Road Podcast, presented by Live Unique Media. My name is Cade. Obviously, you knew that already. I'm joined by AJ, and obviously, you knew that already. And Jacob, our boy in the stew right now. He's producing stuff. He's mixing up the audio levels. He's making sure we got our soda water. He's on top of it. All right. So
what?
This is our third time filming this podcast. All right, episode 19. So we're just going to go through a debriefing of culture, sports, and politics right now before we have more technical issues. All right, culture.
Can't wear glasses, man. That's horrible.
There's a Free Britney movement going around right now. Her father is in charge of all of her fiscal responsibilities right now.
It's not just fiscal. That's the issue, though. It's like that dude like controls her life. It's not just the conservatorship is not just fiscal. That's a huge issue. Like, I think she's okay with it, and she's even to that point where she's like, I'm not gonna do any more performing concerts, music, none of that stuff until this shit's gone.
Right, and then we also talked about the Gorilla Glue girl and the first attempt at this podcast, and basically we just kind of gave a debriefing of the video about how awful that would be about having your hair rock solid for an entire month, her hairdresser cutting off her ponytail without her consent, and then a chemist / doctor, plastic surgeon.
He's a plastic surgeon, yeah, with a background in chemistry,
who, out of the kindness of his heart, helped her get the adhesive out of her hair with a solution that he developed.
It was like a 2.5 day surgery or something like that.
All right.
And it was a $12,000 surgery he did at pro bono.
All right, so that's culture. On to politics. We got Trump getting acquitted today, right, of his impeachment. I don't know. It's whatever to me. Honestly, I could care less, but
you could care less.
Care less, yeah.
Why could you care less?
Well, man. To be honest with you, I just haven't been following it. I just could care less. There's just not really a more in-depth answer to give you. You know what I mean?
I try to tune that stuff out after the election.
That's fair. I'm just curious. I'm not trying to press you or saying you're wrong and not caring. I'm just genuinely curious on why you wouldn't care, more or less. For or against Trump. It's pretty crazy. First president to be impeached twice, regardless of the sentencing, right?
Well, here's the
history. We're watching history right now, dude.
Look, man, I wasn't there for the OJ trials, bro.
Oh my god.
Anyway, mom's pouring me some more whiskey.
Let's go.
I really don't know. I don't know how to elaborate on this. We're already over our time limit with the whole Trump trials, but anyway, regardless, AJ and I were talking about it the other night. It seems like a little bit of the talk and the rallying behind the whole Trump advocation has been dying down. However, now that he has been now that he's been acquitted, his whole cult following has rallied again and started to begin a discussion of like, all right, Trump's going to go into these next 4 years with another candidacy of presidency. So I don't know if that made sense, but anyway. You get what I'm saying.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, I hit on it again, but I just want to talk about it again. This dude should not be able to run again in 4 years.
All right. My mom just asked if we think he'll get hit with criminal charges.
Oh, 100%. There's so much against the guy.
I think he will. But will anything actually happen?
That's the thing. No, I don't think so. I mean, it just kind of depends.
No.
I think this guy's one way or the other. Something's got to be. He's gonna get something thrown at him. You know what I mean? Between all his criminal charges, his Trump. What is it? What are they called? Trump Towers. Like all the shit with his companies, his bankruptcy, his taxes. Like something's so much shit against this guy. to the point where it's almost going to be laughable that nothing's going to happen to him. You know what I mean?
Something's got to give, right?
Mhm.
You would think.
Right.
Do you think there's going to be any repercussions for anybody who voted yay?
Did you guys hear that?
I did not. One more time.
I did not.
Repercussions for what?
Do you think there's going to be any repercussions against the people that voted yay or nay against his?
The super Trumpers.
Like the senators who voted
Yeah.
to acquit? No. No,
The
there were
Republican
7.
senators.
What about Cheney in Wyoming? She's already had people kind of, denounce her. Right?
Yeah, but I just, at this point, dude, there was 7 Republican senators who voted to impeach Donald Trump, right? Like 3 of them were in their first term, 3 or 4 of them in their first term. One of them was Mitt Romney, who had already voted to do so, right? Nothing really switched. The fact that this guy's not in office anymore and they still have their loyalty for whatever reason, it's crazy. I think if it were going to happen, it would have already happened. I don't understand.
I don't think anybody's honestly like Mitt Romney's been pretty vocal, kind of like his take the whole time about the impeachment trials and the riots at the Capitol. I don't think anybody, Ted Cruz, is all of a sudden just going to change their minds.
Ted Cruz changed his mind about Donald Trump like that.
Yes, he did. So did Marco Rubio.
Yeah. Ted Cruz, Josh Hawley, I don't even remember the woman's name. She already kind of had repercussions. What was her name? Anyway.
Hey there, sorry to interrupt your scheduled podcast, but we are just popping in to thank today's sponsor, La Tonique Shop. Head over to www.latonique.news/shop today and check out our shopping page. We have an awesome selection of high-end apparel and accessories that you can purchase to support your favorite news site. We have everything from premium Champion sweatshirts, tees, tank tops, joggers, dad hats, and more. Once again, head over to www.latonique.news/shop to select quality items right from our site. La Tonique Shop offers tons of styles and colors and has every size that you could need. Just add items to your cart and check out on the website. It's honestly so easy. Once again, thank you to La Tonique Shop for sponsoring today's episode, and now back to your scheduled podcast.
The repercussions are going to be little.
I got a question
Very minimal.
here.
Hey guys, so I have a question for you as far as the podcast reaction to Mitt Romney, who after January 6th said that it was Trump's fault. Then he would not bring impeachment when he was the Senate leader. He would not bring the acts of impeachment before the Senate. Then he voted to acquit Trump because he said a past president couldn't be sided with impeachment. So now I'm reading that he's come across and saying, yes, it was a criminal act. Yes, this is all based on Trump. I mean, he's going back and forth. So what's the podcast reaction to that?
It's not surprising. I have always been super against, well, I won't say super against. I haven't been a big fan of Mitt Romney. But of the Republican senators, he seems like one of the only ones who's not afraid to actually speak out. But that's what it is, frustrating. As part of me I can see why some people are saying that it's almost irrelevant or a waste to do the impeachment trials at this point. And there's a lot of backlash and a lot of back and forth between it. But it's just frustrating that, this back and forth, that's why nothing's going to happen to this guy. That's why this guy is going to continue to get away with stuff and nothing's ever going to happen. He's been out of office. I mean, it hasn't even been a month, but people are still afraid of this guy.
And I think that's why I kind of vocalized my I do not care that much, because what I've seen in my 26 years of breathing on this earth is that it's so hard for each side to get agree on something. Now you have Trump, who is up against an impeachment, and even the people who are partisan inside the party like they're so afraid to get denounced and for their voters to turn against them because they have such
And
a
their parties are censoring them at the state level.
exactly.
Like,
Mhm.
So I knew this shit. I knew it wasn't going to go through. I mean, we saw this in the first impeachment. Like, we really. I mean, nothing's going to fucking happen. I mean, that's just how the U.S. political system works. You're a party loyal to that party.
I will say this: while I'm not like surprised by the outcomes today, I'm a little caught off guard. I thought that there was going to be a chance, since he was no longer in office, that there was going to be a little bit more like transparency. I didn't think people were going to be as. I still didn't think people were going to be so loyal to this guy at this point. But it's just a weird, like you said, it's a weird cult thing. Like, I don't remember this with Obama. I don't remember this with Bush. Everybody hated Bush. But I've never seen something like this before, where these people treat this man not like a public servant, but like a celebrity, right? That was his appeal when he ran.
but look who's running for re-election on the Republican side. They have to play to Trump's base.
That is true. Yeah, you have these MAGA supporters.
A bunch of those, they don't care. But for most of those people, you're talking Rubio, the dude he beat. I'm trying to think from Indiana. Holly. Ted Cruz. They're all going. They're going to be running for president. So they don't want to piss off the base. And I mean, I think it's crazy, but that's politics right now in our world. I mean, I thought the House managers did amazing on their presentation and how they laid all the evidence out. And even with all of that, you knew that they were going to acquit us, even though we decided that people would listen. Only 7 people had the guts. I won't use the bad word, but had the guts 7 Republicans had the guts to say,
they had the stones.
Yep, they had the stones.
And say,
I consider that.
Yeah.
They didn't have the balls.
No, exactly. And, like I said, I was not surprised, but I was a little, I guess it was maybe just me being a little hopeful that it wasn't going to be like last time, but I'm not surprised.
I'm from a different generation, you are. And I mean, I feel bad for the future of politics when all of this happened. I mean, look at what happened the last couple of days. And then you have Lindsey Graham, who definitely doesn't have any way votes. And he's flying down to meet with Trump so they can plan the future of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
So the Republican Party, I've always been a liberal Democrat, but the Republican Party, when I was y'all's age, is totally different than the Republican Party now. And I think that's so interesting. Now it's a cult. I mean,
it genuinely is. And I mean,
it's a party of Trump.
Yeah. And it's so crazy what the damage that was done in 4 years was. I just find it's just so weird. I'm young and I can't say that I'm like super, super in depth with politics and know everything and I know, political history, but I've never seen anything like this. And
I hope that people that are y'all's age will be engaged and be engaged in the campaigns. Like, so many people are so just
like me.
are just so frustrated with the whole process. Like, why even get involved? But that's what they want you to do, And the thing about the Democrats, like the whole, and y'all should address this on another thing, is about the whole witness. They got enough votes to call witnesses, and they were going to call a Republican congresswoman who actually had the timeline and evidence of Trump knew what was going on and still threatened his vice president. And so they were going to call witnesses. But then the Republicans said, okay, you call witnesses, we'll call Pelosi, we'll call, and they were going to stretch it out for days. Then what happens is then the Democrats are screwed because then, okay, you're doing the Senate trial against Trump and you're not fighting for it on his because y'all are so against Trump. So I hope that, I mean, I'm excited that y'all are doing this and bringing this information out to people y'all's age and other ages, hopefully. But I hope the only thing I can think of is that I hope this makes people be more engaged instead of more disengaged, if that makes sense.
I will say the thing that worries me, because for me, like, this all culminated with January 6th, right? And like, I think so many people saw how crazy it was that maybe, I hope a lot of people realize, okay, like it genuinely was that bad. And there's going to be so much stuff that comes out within the next 4, 5, 10 years of how bad things actually were. I mean, shoot, even just with this COVID pandemic response,
Right.
And so, seeing like those infamous pictures of the Capitol building, for me, made like, hopefully, I think it'll make people, especially younger people, snap. But I worry that it kind of diminishes the whole point at the same time too. Like, it just makes it seem like funny, almost kind of, like comical.
Right.
I kind of think that this has been going on for almost 5 years now, and there's so much information and there's just so much stuff to where, like, I try not to pay attention to the stuff other than election year, just because it's not like super good for me. Like, I know what's going on, but not super closely. But I feel like people don't care. Like, there's so much out there for them that they're just gonna really not care, like, regardless.
Yeah, I mean, it's overwhelming. It makes you not want to care because it's like, I don't have the input into it, so why should I care? Why should I worry about this? Why should I stay away? But my hope is that all of this is so effed up. This is not how government works, and it's not.
No.
And so I'm hoping that by you guys giving this information, that people will get involved right now in the Senate race, and looking at those issues, because whoever represents us, I give money to Senate candidates from other states, and people go, well, why do you do that? Well, I do that because their vote is going to determine, we all have, each state has 2 senators. Determine what my life's going to be like. So, it's been really hard for those of us who have kind of been engaged in the process for the Trump years to kind of hang in there and make things work. And I understand now why Cave's generation just says, screw it. We're all screwed. Why bother? But I'm saying I need y'all. We need you to be bothered by it. We need you to find the answers. We need you to ask these tough questions.
Yeah, like my mom asked me why I, went into political science. Honestly,
I'm so excited that he wanted to pull up.
Yeah, honestly, and AJ was with me in the program as well. But honestly, it's just to get more informed about how the system works, how the process works, the terms of what you need to know that went into the political game. And what I got out of it was like, holy shit, in my opinion, and what I saw, my perspective, is that it's all rigged against us. They have made this map of how they're going to succeed and what position they need to be in and what they need to say, right? So in any organization that you're going to be in, right, and I'm going to use this reference because I've been watching The Sopranos lately, you can run a political party like the mob, because unless you have a certain amount of tenure in an organization, if you say something out about the person at the top, you're going to get shaken down, right?
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah,
he's a mafia. It's a great mafia reference.
Yeah.
Trump. Yeah.
Exactly, right?
They're kissing his ring.
I like to I'm very well versed, and I know we all are, about politics and how the political system is developed. But at the same time, I've lost all hope and faith in America. All right.
But here's the thing,
American politics, not America as a whole. All right.
But you can't do that.
Yeah. Anyway, so.
But here's the thing. All right. So I'm going to give you your analogy. So I'm a liberal Democrat feminist in a district that's the only district in New Mexico that's bright red. You know, I mean, we had an amazing Congresswoman, Xochitl Torres Small, who worked across the aisle, did amazing stuff. And she lost. Just Yvette Harrell, who never did a debate, has no platform, has nothing going on.
She went on Fox about voter fraud, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the part of New Mexico you live.
That is my congressperson.
She's got a Karen haircut. Oh no.
You know, I mean,
no.
I'm big on policy, you know, not just red or blue, but policy. She can't talk any of the process or the policy or any of that. But what I was going to say is on the state level, all of our representatives, my county, my city, everybody is Republican. So we have a congressman in Roswell that just voted against an archaic abortion bill, which was kind of supported by the Democrats. But I mean, it was a good thing that he did that. And he's now been censored. I mean, and this guy is an Anderson, you know, from UNM Anderson, you know, the big family, you know, and so, and they wanted to censor him. And so he had to change his party affiliation. And so he's no longer a Republican. And now they want him to resign. And so they can appoint someone different because he ran as a Republican. But he voted his conscience. He voted, I mean, this again is an archaic law that came up in New Mexico legislature. So anyway, that's kind of off.
It's just an archaic system in general.
Exactly.
Every corporation in America is ran by is an archaic model.
Right.
Except if you're looking at tech on, you know, the West Coast and Austin, which is obviously going to be new America in the rise, right? But that is how it is ran. It's just until new tech takes over, which the archaic U.S. system is looking at as, you know, the enemy, right? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't even know what the world has to unfold for us in our nation.
It's heavy. It's heavy stuff that, you know, some people just want to avoid it.
As the mother of Kate and from a different generation. But I just want to say I'm very proud of you guys for bringing these issues up. I hope it will light a fire under your peers that even though they're pissed off or they're frustrated or they're like, we don't have a voice, I'm just hoping that all this bullshit that's going on right now will make them be more engaged. And I'm going to sign off.
Hopefully. That's the plan. Well,
thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was awesome. I want to keep it.
Yeah.
I want to end on one more super important note. Go and check the Discord. See what I uploaded. This was
Interesting.
This was huge this week. Cade?
I can't even comment on that. I mean, is James Charles bearing child right now? Is he with child?
I don't even know if we could show this, but I wanted to bring this up to you because I wanted to ruin your night. Is this okay? This guy's getting a lot of backlash for this. How do you feel about James? I'm gonna take it off the screen because I don't know if we could show this. This is inappropriate. I mean, it's just weird, right?
Yeah.
Like,
my general opinion about pretty much anything is that I think like you and other people should be able to do whatever they want as long as it doesn't affect others, as long as it's not rude. And like, I don't know, like I'm not offended by that, but other people might be. But I don't know. I just think it's strange because that's not something I would ever do.
It was to promote a video on his YouTube channel that was titled "Being Pregnant for 24 Hours." I will say this. It looks real. It's impressive. I'm impressed.
It does. It looks very real.
Oh my god, this guy, dude. Yeah, he pissed off a
All
lot of
right.
people. I just wanted to end it right there for you guys.
Let's
Okay.
sign off on that terrible note right there. All right,
Alrighty.
thank you. I've got a low stakes poker game to attend to right after this. All right, we're signing off from New
Well, good-
Mexico and Washington.
Good luck.
Thank you.
What's good?
Thank you.
Representing. What's the zip code in Washington, Jacob? Or your
312.
98391.
Wow.
What is it?
98391.
Wait, what?
Is that-
98391 is your. Oh, are you saying your zip code?
Yeah, that's what I thought Cade said.
Okay.
No, area code.
Like for your phone.
Oh, area code? Oh, 253.
Shit.
Alright.
I'll bleep that, Jacob.
From the 505. Area code, I forgot it already. 918
313.
313. All right, this is the Airport Road Podcast. A little bit orthodox tonight, but hey, that's what we do. That's what we go. How we be. So take it easy, and we're out. That's all we have.
Have a good one.